Welcome to this edition of the Nigerian Theatre Witnesses to History. And we are going to be speaking with someone who is in a unique field of theatre, in theatre arts, the field of costuming. And she's not only a costumier, she's also an administrator, and you'll be meeting her. She'll introduce herself right now, and we'll take it from there. She's someone with vast experience in theater that we must document, as it is the philosophy of this program. You're welcome, Dr. Akpan.
Thank you, sir.
You are the HOD. So, are you interested students in your field of costuming as the HOD? Because that's an area that people want to, a lot of people run away from.
Yes.
So what's your experience?
Yeah. My name is Dr. Margaret Akpan. Department of Theatre and Film Studies, University of Rio, acting head of department of the department. Like you have said, in the field of costuming, it is very difficult to get students to specialize in this area. If I take it from when I was a student at Unica, in fact, I was the only person who ventured to specialize in the area. The reason was that of all the areas of specialization that was there, I found out that nobody was interested. And I became curious and I asked, why would that be so? Though I was interested in criticism, but when I found out that nobody was there, I decided to venture into costuming. And then there are many reasons why students were not interested then in my time. One of the reasons being that a lot of students did not gain knowledge from our then lecturers into what costuming was. And we didn't have like practicals, we didn't have anything, just a blanket knowledge of the fact that when actors go on stage, they must wear costume. But I needed to find out more about it, and that was why I ventured into it. So my experience over here is that we now have the opportunity to introduce students into what costume is, what it demands, and what is expected of them. We find out that a lot of them are interested in wanting to study, but find it difficult because of the involvement. After my experience in Calabar, we came down here and we found out that students became interested in the study of costumes, unlike where I was coming from. In the early years,
what made them different from the people of your time?
What made them different was because we went in depth to tell them what costuming was all about and the reason why they should be interested in the art of costuming. And we started having students major, that's do their specialized area in costume.
Yes.
We started with 10 students, Next year, because it's normally in the final year that you
specialize.
So then we had 15 students. I think the highest we have had students coming to specialize in costume. We had 20 students.
20?
Both male and female.
20?
20 students specialized in costume.
That's a big number.
Yes, was our biggest number so far. Then it started going down. As the economy dwindled, it went down. Because we believe that for you to understand the art of costuming, a lot of your work will come from the practicals. We work with our hands a lot of the times. Personally, like in the area of time, I had to go to Pikuta. I took myself there, checked into a hotel, went to Tuku market, got them to teach me. I came back and taught my students. So we're involved in a lot of practicals. I'll show you some of the things that we have here.
That's right.
That we have done. So more recently, presently now, I have about only 2 students majoring in costume. Whereas a lot of people express interest, but they came and said they are financially handicapped because they cannot afford to buy the products
The needed materials.
Needed materials to enable us to run our practicals. So that is how it has been. And so far, so good. Yes, sir.
In terms of your experience, because part of what I thought, from my own experience in Ibadan, when we entered the Department of Theatre Arts in Ibadan, was that costuming was a lot of work.
Yes.
And maybe perhaps because we're also very active on stage, it was as if it was too much work.
It is.
And so, even though during the practical years of the diploma, you are compelled to do it, but after that, that was the earliest time you had, you escaped. So I think maybe that is also affecting them, apart from the economic thing that you spoke about. Yes. You made that choice.
Yeah.
How have you found your impact using the vessel of costuming for stage? How have you seen your impact?
Well, I can be bold and proud to say that one of the ways I've impacted on the society is the fact that in 2010, thereabouts, without my knowledge, those who knew me, that I was the only person around here that was into costuming, I just had a call from the Commissioner for Culture, and I went there. He told me that, Madam, you are going to take Akpan State contingent to Carnival in Abuja. You are going to design their costumes for them and take them there. Well, the time I was given was very short, but I was able to do it. And we went there, we took first position, and we came back. Thereafter, I want us to say that I have been involved with the Calabar Carnival. We build costumes, some of which are what you are saying is part of our carnival. We've been involved in Calabar Carnival for 15 years now, designing and building costumes according to the theme of the carnival yearly. Last year, we were there at last year's carnival. And as God will have it, we did our best. So without the knowledge of costuming, I don't think I would have been able to create that impact in that area of design.
All right. like you said, you didn't have, perhaps at the time you were starting out, a lot of training, but did you have models, people who had been in costuming, who influenced your choice to go into costuming?
At that time I did not have. It was just interest. So I started developing myself. I went to train as a tailor. I had to learn how to cut and sew so that if my work permitted that, I would have been able to, if I'm designing on paper, I could know how to transform a two-dimensional material into a three-dimensional one. So I had to go into that training. Like I've already mentioned earlier, I had to go to Abeokuta to have to learn how to use our hands. I'll show you the products. To do hand embroidery using your hand most of the time to sew as a tool. We do a lot of hand embroidery here. We do a lot of beading work here. So you have to train yourself in order to be able to train the students. That is what we have been doing.
That's right.
Yes.
In terms of the involvement in designing for stage, how have you found that?
In terms of designing for the stage, we have a lot of difficulty there because this is an educational theatre. You may draw up your costume plot, but the money to build those costumes will not be there. The university times is difficult to get money to be able to build specific purposeful costumes for that production. So what we do is we have to either you ask actors to bring their costume, which is very wrong, or we go into our archives, borrow, and do just makeup. To me, this has been a very challenging thing for me. I'm still looking forward to a period where, after drawing up the chart, drawing up the budget, money is given for me to build costumes specifically, as we do in carnivals.
Yes.
But for the educational system, it's very problematic.
Did it occur to you, perhaps, to get the commitment, perhaps, of the state that whatever you build for the carnivals yearly, some percentage will come to your department as a stock that you can then rely on in future to remodel, redesign, and continue to increase? In terms of partnership?
In terms of partnership, no. The reason being that we work with the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, and they too need their costumes. So as soon as the actors are done, it is they who collect their costumes and we with them. The same thing in Calabar too. Some of some of our people, they take away the costumes. We struggle to take well-built ones, or the ones we brought in from Europe. With a lot of feathers, we take those ones from them at the point of paying them, because if not, they will take them away. So we bring them back so that we can remodel them by the next carnival. So I have not really gone into partnership with my band in Calabar, or like I used to work with the state government, because they too needed the costumes.
Okay.
Yes.
In terms of training costumiers, because like you described, costuming can actually be an area of entrepreneurship for students.
Yes.
And a lot of them tell you they want to be designers, they want to be this, they want to be that. how much of that do you think the students are taking advantage of? And how much do you think you, when I say you, I'm talking about the university, attracting students, even for that as an entire big unit or department that can generate a lot of funds even for the university? That you train people, you bring in people, you set up maybe fashion shows, not only for the theater. Of course, theater will benefit because they will design for the theater as well.
Yeah, so far so good. Most of the students we have trained here, and they are doing well. A lot of them, they have their own design outlets. A lot of them. They have. One of my students, former student, who is now on staff here. That one is wonderful. Like my ex-student, who is now currently on staff here, she has a very beautiful shop where, after retraining herself in fan making, umbrella, that's bridal stuff. You go to her shop, she has bridal items. A lot of those things, she makes them. But she went and retrained herself, which I tell them, we don't have enough time to train you. It now lies on you to go retrain yourself. So
they get inspiration and then they can follow it up.
Yes. For fashion shows, most of the time, some fashion designers, when they want to run their shows, they come here, collect costumes from us, especially period costumes that we have, collect from us. And then from time to time also, we pick a theme and run a kind of show here.
Right.
The one we just did was just a time to dance, where we picked some African countries and then decided to do the dances in the appropriate costumes.
Right.
So these are pictures of which you have to.
Okay.
This one is now Rwanda.
Which place?
Rwanda.
Rwanda.
Yes.
Ah.
It's Rwanda.
They almost look like us.
This Rwanda, we did a Rwandan dance, very beautiful.
Right.
And this one is Burundi.
Right.
Burundi.
Okay.
The appropriate in the style of the costume and the color. So
These are all students from here.
These are all my third year students. The VC sent a representative to see us. And the dean was sent himself.
Okay.
To run the show.
Right.
And this one is Makusa from Kundu.
Makusa.
Makusa.
I'm sure that people can identify with that.
And this is from Akpan. The dance is called ASEAN.
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 ASEAN. Dance, yes.
What kind of dance is this?
It's a maiden dance.
Maiden dance.
Yes.
Ah.
Maiden dance.
Okay. Okay.
Dance.
All right.
This one is from Ethiopia. The dance is called Ekista.
Ekista.
Yes, from Ethiopia. Very interesting.
That's right, I can imagine.
Yeah. Okay, this one represents our Yoruba culture.
Oh, okay.
We did
You reached out.
yes, we reached out.
Okay.
And then we have the Kenyans here.
That's right.
Kenyans here. And we have Tilogo.
Ah, that's right.
Igbo people, Tilogo dance.
Wonderful.
And then here we have our Benue
TV,
TV
Swange.
Swange dance.
Yes.
Swange dance. like this, and all the costume neck bead for
the
Kenyans.
Kenyans. Oh, okay.
Yes. So we built all this. The students designed all this.
All these.
Yes.
And they made all of them.
Yes. We couldn't afford them since we are not in Kenya.
Yes.
So we built all that. How they can.
What they can do.
They can do with their hands.
Yeah.
We do hand embroidery.
Okay.
This is a set of table covers.
Those are things they can, like when I was talking about entrepreneurship,
Yes.
can design that and sell.
All of them here.
Yes. Table cover.
Even the VC identified with us and was asking us how we can build
Produce
a
it
lot of
well.
these produces and sell
Mass
that.
produce.
So this is like a table cover
Right.
for it, where from there you can.
Pillowcases.
Now this one is kind of headrest.
Oh, headrest. Okay.
Yes, headrest.
Okay.
It's a headrest.
Right. So we're in a very interesting field of theatre. A field in which people who are in that area are the ones who clothe us when we go on stage. They are the ones who conceive of what we should look like, the kind of makeups that we should have. And they have serious impact on what gets to be seen on the theater stage and in televisions and on the screen, film screen. It's been an exciting time being introduced into this area and to Dr. Margaret Akpan, who is the HOD at the Uyo, that's University of Uyo. We'll continue that journey next week on another episode of the Nigerian Theatre Witnesses to History, when we will dive deeper into the world of costuming and what the contribution of our witness has been over the past couple of decades. Thank you for joining us on the Tunde Laniyan podcast entitled The Nigerian Theatre Witnesses to History. We ask you to please click like, share the clip, share the episode, and click on the subscribe button so that you can be notified when a new episode comes on. A new episode comes on every Thursday at 6 p.m. Thank you for watching.